Well, I guess asking you shall receive. I just did a few days ago the 10 cheap fragrances that I will never stop recommending. And I said depending on how that went, maybe we'll add to it and do designer or niche or something like that. And I actually got quite a few suggestions and requests in the comments of that video, and people that reached out to me privately asking me to do a niche version of it. So I guess that's what we'll do here today. Today I'm going to bring you the 10 niche fragrances in my collection that under no circumstance will I ever stop recommending to you. Stay tuned. So I was looking at a few of these houses because I have multiples from multiple houses, and you know, my pick for Parfums de Marly may surprise you because I just can't get over Kalan. I really can't. I don't know what it is about that spicy orange rubbery kind of smell that it has. It just does it for me. It's different. I don't think there's anything else that smells like Kalan on the market. You know, people say it's kind of their take on Baccarat Rouge 540. Ever so slightly. I mean, not much, because this is a much spicier, beautiful, like a bitter orange up top. I believe it's a bitter orange. Blood orange, excuse me. So it blends very well with the spices in here, and it is floating in the air. It smells so good. It's a beast performer. It's unique. And the trail in this one's lovely. And if you like a spicy fragrance, you won't be able to stop smelling yourself. And with its performance, you won't have any trouble smelling yourself either. This is one that I strongly suggest you sample because very, very polarizing fragrance. Some people can't stand this fragrance. I absolutely love Kalan. I had a carded sample first, and then I had to have a bottle. And here you go, and I actually have a tester bottle. But I'm telling you, I love Leighton, Carlisle, one of my favorites from the house. You know, there's so many. I love the addition I have of Sedley, so on and so forth. But if I gotta just pick one Parfums de Marly fragrance to recommend to you from here on, it's definitely gonna be Kalan for the uniqueness and the spiciness. So when I think a uniquely versatile boss type scent, one fragrance really comes to mind. I mean, a few do, but this is the first one. And I'm talking about Kajal Homme. This is just a gorgeous orange blossom, oud, tonka bean, beautiful, surprisingly fresh fragrance. It's stunning. It really is. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's been a little while since I've smelled it. And look, for the longest, this was my favorite from the house. I actually have another that's my favorite from the house, but as far as what I would suggest you need to try from Kajal, the first fragrance, ear number one, is going to be Kajal Homme because it's the easiest to wear. It's the most versatile. It's the main one that's multi-season appropriate, that just works in just about every situation, where it's very classy, but not too serious. It still has that little bit of playfulness and that freshness that just offers it to wear a t-shirt or a polo style shirt like I'm wearing. So it's serious but not too serious. It's playful but far from immature, if you follow where I'm going. And performance, second to none, as with the quality. It's not cheap, but you can get samples. And if I gotta pick one fragrance from Kajal to suggest to you as a must try, the best spot to start with the house, it's definitely going to be Kajal Homme. Now I just started diving into this next house, and I got several offerings from them. I picked them up at Kingdom Fragrances, which is always linked below if you want to check out some offerings for what Steve has in his inventory. And Honey Aoud from Montale. Got a bit of a love affair going with this one right now, guys. Has been for several weeks. I just can't get enough of the smell of this scent. It is just so gorgeous. Beautiful amber, slightly powdery vanilla. This just delectable honey coating the oud. It's a beast. Very unisex, you know. Not overly feminine for being as sweet as it is. Not overly masculine either, because the oud's not too heavy. It's not too medicinal. It is a little medicinal, but it just works. The way this one's blended, it just works. I've tried 10 Montale fragrances at this point, and this is the one I would suggest pretty much every time we're going to talk about the house, talk about a sweet fragrance, or talk about an oud fragrance. This is going to be one of those recommendations as far as Niche is concerned, because I just think this is stunning. This is another one that I would consider a stunning unisex fragrance. One that you should check out if you haven't already. I mean, because at the end of the day, this video is about fragrances I'll never stop suggesting and recommending to you from the Niche side. And Montale Honey Oud definitely falls into that. Now this next pick may surprise some, may not surprise others, because it is the only Mancera in this video. And it's not Red Tobacco. Reason being, Red Tobacco kind of got knocked off its perch as far as my favorite tobacco fragrance. So the Mancera I would suggest to you guys, and I'll never stop recommending, it's definitely Cedrat Boise. I mean, it doesn't get more versatile, in my opinion. I mean, it's a good performer. It's a solid above average performer. It's extremely versatile. Light sprays can be in the hottest of weather. A little bit heavier sprays can work in the coldest. Similar vibe to a Creed Aventus. Doesn't smell like Creed Aventus, but has a similar vibe. It can do the same thing, but at a fraction of the cost. You can get this one from discounters like Kingdom Fragrances and Venba Fragrances for the, you know, $60, $70 range. I don't know exactly what they're going for right now, but I can tell you right now, 120 milliliters of this fragrance for around $70-ish, $60 to $70 is bang for your buck. The quality's there, the performance is there, the uniqueness of scent profile, because like I said, it gives you a similar vibe to a lot of things, but it doesn't smell like everything else. I can't think of one fragrance where I said, yep, Cedrat Boise smells exactly like that. It's in a genre, it's in a style, it fits a vibe, but it definitely does its own thing. And it's one that I'll always recommend to you guys, and it's Cedrat Boise from Mancera. Now this next fragrance is exactly why Red Tobacco got knocked off its throne. Argos Triumph of Bacchus. Yes, they do smell very similar, but you take away the oud and the smokiness, that pungent opening, you clean it up, you increase the quality, you add some fruits, you're going to get Triumph of Bacchus. Has a strong similarity, but it's much cleaner, much more pure, much fresher, fruity up top. And my God, it's just as powerful. Been a little while since I've smelled this one too. God, that smells so good. I urge you guys, get a carded sample. They're available. Argos links below. Get a carded sample and try it. They now offer 30 mLs as well if you don't want to drop the $245 to get this big bottle, which the presentation, I mean, come on, you know. Presentation is, they didn't shortchange anything. But the scent is where it's at. Yes, like I said, Mancera Red Tobacco, very, very similar. Both nuclear performers, but this is much more clean and sophisticated. And that beautiful peach that's up top really separates this one and kind of makes it do its own thing. But no denying the similarities. But if I got to pick between the two, you're going to spend a little more. But I really feel like you're going to definitely get a little more with Triumph of Bacchus from Argos. Definitely my favorite tobacco fragrance, and one that I will always recommend to you guys. Raspberry Iris. Raspberry, however you want to say it. Lipstick Fever from Juliette Has a Gun. My guilty pleasure. For the ladies, but also for me. That beautiful waxy iris, this violet absolute that's in here. The cedar and patchouli come in later and add a little bit of a masculine tinge. Not some big performance juggernaut. It's not some super masculine fragrance that was mislabeled for the ladies. No, it's raspberry lipstick, essentially is what it smells like, but it is an addicting smell. This is one I definitely don't care what anybody has to say if they smell me, whether good, bad, or indifferent. I'm loving every second of being able to smell this when it's on me, because it is a guilty pleasure, like I said before. I urge you, try a sample. If you like iris, try a sample of Lipstick Fever. It's in this video for a reason, because I'll never stop telling you how good this is, because I firmly believe this is a wonderful guilty pleasure for anybody that loves iris, because it just does So many things well for being so simple. And that's Lipstick Fever once again. Juliette has a gun. I love the note of ginger in perfumery. I really do. And I'm not saying there isn't better out there, but for what I've tried, doesn't get any better than Serge Lutens 5 O'Clock Au Gingembre. You've seen me talk about this one a bit more recently in the colder months we've been having, because I like wearing this in the colder weather. It's a very cozy, calming scent. Beautiful, beautiful ginger and black tea note up top. Has this cacao note in the base. This kind of smoky, soft leather accord that comes out on my skin later on. Longevity is solid. Projection is moderate. It's not some big room filler. It's kind of got a sophistication to it with the performance and the scent profile that it garners, that it has with it. It's just, man, you gotta sample this one as well, guys. It's so good. It really is. It's another one, just like Lipstick Fever. This is a guilty pleasure of mine. This is one that I'll just be sitting in that desk chair enjoying. I have no problem just wearing this around the house. And that's what happens a lot of the times, because this one just relaxes me. And it's one that I really believe you guys need to try, so you can understand what I'm talking about when I bring this fragrance up. It's one that you're going to hear me talk about a lot more in the future, because I'm never going to stop recommending Serge Lutens 5 O'Clock Au Gingembre. Now, there's a lot of really good fougères out there. There's a lot of really great fougères out there. And my favorite great fougère is definitely Scandal Parfum Cologne from Roja Parfums. Haven't been pulling the trigger on this one much lately. Really hold this one to weddings and stuff like that. It's kind of been my go-to since I got it. But with the world the way it is, I haven't been going to any weddings, so I haven't been spraying it. So this is going to be the first time I smell it in a while. Oh, the spiciness. If you like a good herbaceously spicy fougère, they don't get much better than this. I mean, this is my favorite for sure. I really, really like Danger. It really grew on me. Hell, I wear Danger way more than this one, but I still think this is the best in the line. Over Creation E, over Elysium, definitely over Vetiver, which even though I'm not a big Vetiver heavy fragrance fan, I do enjoy that one a lot. This is just my favorite. I believe you should sample it, decant it, something. It's not overly fresh, but it has a freshness. It's not overly spicy, but man, is it spicy. It's herbaceous. Doesn't really have any sweetness. There's a little floral touch back there. There's some woods. It's not the new school blue fragrance, even though it's in a blue-ish kind of bottle, kind of purple. But man, it performs. It's masculine. It's a little classy. It's a little mature. It's a little mature. It's not playful in any way. And the quality, top notch. I don't know what else I could say to get you to try to sample this, but it's not going to be the last you hear of it from me, because I'm going to continue to recommend Scandal Parfum Cologne from Roja Parfums. Now, until this came out, Kajal Homme, that's why it was in this video. It's the one that I suggest you need to start with. But if you like florals like I do, if you're a floral fan, Lamar. This extremely reflective fingerprint magnet, gorgeous bottle. My favorite pickup from last year, for those of you that saw the collaboration video with all the other reviewers that I had. This was my pick for that video, for good reason. It's fruity, it's a little sweet, it's floral, it's woody, it's powerful, it's elegant. I just love it. This one screams me. It's got a little bit of spice to it, just a little underlying tone in the heart. All the things I like about a fragrance is in this bottle. And that's why you'll be seeing it on the channel pop up from time to time. When it fits the topic of the video, you'll see this golden fingerprint magnet, because I'm sure you can see all those fingerprints. You'll see this golden fingerprint magnet, because I don't plan on ever stopping recommending this to you guys until I can get as many of you to try it as possible, so you can see where I'm at with it and understand what I mean when I say, if you like fruity floral fragrances, you should really try Lamar from Kajal Perfumes. And last but not least, you know, some will argue and say, oh, that's a designer. Well, at one time, yes. Long before this fragrance came out. And maybe again one day. But it doesn't get much more niche and original than Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. From the bottle, to the scent, to the quality, the way these ingredients were sourced all over the world, to the creative director. There's a lot of originality that goes with this fragrance. And it's one that, aside from Acqua Essenziale Blue from Salvatore Ferragamo, which was in the cheapy version of this video in the same spot, because these are the two fragrances I'm probably most known for. You've seen them a lot because I love these fragrances. I really do. I love this fragrance. I just recently wore it for my birthday. I wear it for special occasions and special events. It's the first fragrance I think of for things like that. Really digging this one, guys. If you haven't tried it yet, you really should. You really should. There's a link below. The flankers are wonderful. This original DNA, still my favorite. I love the lavender. I love the warmth. I love the resinous nature of the myrrh. It's just the right amount of performance. It's extremely classy and bossy. It's just great. I'll never stop recommending this fragrance to you guys. Get used to seeing it, because I sure love Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. Well, guys, that's the 10 niche fragrances I will never stop recommending to you. And until next time, do me a real quick favor and go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of these do you already have? How many times have you seen me feature certain fragrances? Like, I know you guys have seen me talk about Zaharoff a lot, because sure love that fragrance. And Cedrat Boise, that's been in a lot of videos as well too. 5 o'clock Aux Jeunes Ombre has been getting featured lately. Really love these. Thank you to everybody that asked me to do the niche version of this. It was definitely fun. I knew right away what fragrances were going to make this video, and who knows, maybe we'll do a designer version and we'll go from there. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these fragrances and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.